Maverick, entertainer, mould breaker. In 1987, Pat Cash stood centre stage in world tennis when he became only the third player to win both junior and senior Wimbledon titles.
When I won Wimbledon, I achieved what I wanted to achieve, which is kind of weird. By the age of 22, I wanted to win Davis Cup, which I'd won 2 of those in my country, and to win Wimbledon. So by the time I was 22, I'd done what I wanted to do in tennis. After that, the motivation was a little tougher to keep going, because I had so many injuries. I just had one injury after the other. I mean, it was probably 2 years after I won Wimbledon, I broke my Achilles tendon, and I came back and I did my back and I did my knee, and then I came back and I did my other knee, and then it just went one after the other. And you get frustrated. I mean, really, really frustrated. And to have 6 months out is bad for a sportsman, but to have 3 or 4 years out of 6 is, I didn't really have much chance. So it's, I found it very, very tough to keep it going, to be perfectly honest.
Today, the Australian divides his time between his television commitments, playing on the ATP Champions Tour, and keeping his hand in as a rock god.
One thing I have learned about playing and sounding good in a band is to make sure that the band is good and you can sort of join in. Well, I can play along pretty well, with just about anybody, but to take over a solo or whatever, or to lead the band, forget about it. Leave it to the pros,
Since retiring 12 years ago, the father of 4 has been able to take a more objective view of life on the tour.
It's not like a team sport where you've got 20 guys there and you've got 3 physios and a trainer and a coach and a specialist coach. You don't have that, and that's the good and the bad thing about tennis. The good thing is that if you play well, you win. You can play well in football or something else, and your teammates play terribly, and you don't win a championship. So as an individual sport, I just don't see there's a tougher sport in the world. The next toughest individual sport is golf. There's no doubts about how tough, how competitive golf is. But physically, it's nothing. I mean, to compare Roger Federer or Nadal with Tiger Woods is just a joke. I'm sorry, Tiger. I'm sorry, Tiger, but you're not half the athlete these guys are. I'm sorry.
So how does Cash rate today's top players?
Well, Nadal's a freak. I mean, it's as simple as that. He's a freak. I don't know. I think I've only personally seen one other player like that in my tennis life, and that's Borg. And I didn't really see him play. I just caught the end of him. But he had the same sort of thing. Once they walked on the clay courts, well, he felt physically beaten by the guy. I think it's going to be a big year for Andy Murray this year, yeah. He's going to be the next new #1 for sure.
And Federer?
He's underrated as an athlete. He's a bit like Pete Sampras. You go, well, yeah, he could hit the ball hard, he could do any shot, but as an athlete, he was just lightning fast, like Sampras was. Didn't look fast, but was just there all the time, and that made it look easy.
It's still all to play for on this year's ATP World Tour. Plenty of points to be won on the road to London. So what can we look forward to in November when the stars arrive in the English capital?
It's been away from Europe for a long time, and Europe is a major player. I think he's the main player in tennis, really. And a great venue like O2, it's one of the best venues for rock. And I played tennis there as well. It's a great venue to play at. So it's going to be very exciting. Look forward to that.
Next time on ATP World Tour Uncovered, he's been called the new Roger Federer. We meet rising Bulgarian star Grigor Dimitrov. They're the world's #1 pairing. Daniel Nestor and Nenad Zimonjic give us the inside track on doubles. And the man known as Crackerjack Krajicek tells us what it takes to reach the top and stay there. See you next time.